Hi everyone, I get a lot of questions asking me what motivates me and kind of how I put things together. So I thought it would be interesting for you to see exactly how I put a card together. So I have all these gorgeous StampersBest stamps, and let me show you. You've seen Seymour, and Seymour got a friend. Let me see if I could find, I'll show you each one. So this is Snowman Caroling, Snowman and Birdies, Snowman's Best Friend. So this would make such a cute card for family and friends that have pets but don't have children. Snowman Hugs, and these are great for coloring in. I got this Abraham Lincoln. Don't ask me, I have an idea. And I'll share with you. George Washington. And these are photorealistic from scans. And there's Seymour's friend, Seymour with ornament. So there's Seymour and there's Seymour with ornament. And I've already made cards with both of them. And I've made little packs. I think I have a handful of them available. And I'll just make them available on my blog if anyone's interested. I'll include a link below. But then there's more Christmas cards. Noel. Elf Noel, very cute. Elf Garland Dance, and I'll show you some of these. This is Beach Chairs, photorealistic stamp. Poinsettia Bloom, Crafty Kids. I love this one. Just reminds me of 50s. Well, I wasn't here in the 50s, but it reminds me of images from the 50s. Snowman Family, and this one was created by Jer. Master Chef, ugh, he's so roly-poly and cute. Outgoing Mail, Vintage Holiday Tickets, there's 4. Season Tickets, also 4. Christmas Party, really cute image. Totally begs to be colored in. Christmas Ornaments. And last but not least is this damask background, which would be great tone on tone. So let me show you how I prep my cards. Okay, what I did is I started off using white American Crafts lightly textured cardstock. Oh, how about if I turn my light on? There you go. And I stamped the images using the VersaFine Onyx Black, my favorite go-to. And while watching TV, I trimmed them out and colored some of them in. And some, I'll show you one that has not yet been colored in. So this is the poinsettia. And as you can tell, there's a lot of shimmer. There you go. See that? That's because I used the Achuspika markers, and I used both set A and B. And I got these from Uzak.com. So, see that? No glitter needed and nothing to come off, which is a great idea, especially if you're mailing something. For example, you can't make cards for the troops overseas and send anything to them with glitter, so this is a great alternative. And I also cut out the snowman. Very glittery. And I use blue to give a hint of shadow for white. Around his face, around his belly. There you go. And then Santa. I don't know if you're getting quite the, there you go. Look at all that shimmer on him. And again, nothing to rub off. So it's a great option. So, and then here's this cute little elf. Also Achuspika colored in. And you notice I didn't color everything in. This elf dancing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a few cards. And for that I'm going to use a white American Crafts 12 by 12, also that lightly textured. if you could tell. It's not raised, but there's a nice little texture to it. It's not flat. Ooh, there you go. It's not flat. So I take a 12 by 12 and I trim it down to 8 inches, or at 8 inches. So I'm doing this awkwardly behind my camera, and I have to do this standing up. And I'm making these 4x4 cards because the largest image would fit nicely in the middle of a 4-inch card. So now I have a 12 by 8. Yep. And I'm making 4-inch cards, so I'm gonna get, let me just move some stuff out of the way. My space is a premium for me, so here's 1, 2, and 3, and this is 12 by 4, so I'm going to cut this one down to 8, and then I'll have 4 4x4s and a 4-inch square left over for me to stamp on, so there's no waste. Oh, how about if there you go. And again, this is awkward only because I'm behind a tripod. So I already had some that I prepped in advance, but here's 4. I have a whole bunch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my bone folder. Let's see if I get... Oh. Good thing I have orangutan arms. Just kidding. So I'm going to take the 4x4, and I could totally score it, but I'm sure all of you have noticed, even though you measure, sometimes it's not precise. So even though I did cut it 4 inches, it may not actually be 4 inches. And if I score at 4, I might get a little tail on one, I might get a little shortage on another. So the easiest way that I have found, and this cardstock actually allows you to do it, doesn't crack, it's not so thick that it would crack. And I'm using the texture on the outside, the inside is going to be the flat. So I'm going to meet up the corners and the edges, and then just gently squeeze. Put it down, and then score this way, or use my bone folder. So this way I don't have a shortage on either side. So even if this was 3 15/16, it's even on both sides. So now that I have a flat surface, I'm going to test out to see which ones I want to use. So you see how this image will fit nicely, and I'm going to put it, probably at least 1 or 2 different colors. I might pull in a red and a green as layers. Santa. And Santa could look nice with maybe a little background image. And the snowman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim some layered papers, and probably 1/8 of an inch in. So if this is a true 4x4, ooh, pretty darn close, look at that, 4x4. So I'm going to cut the initial layer 3 3/4, and then the top layer 3 1/2, and then layer them so they just step down gradually. And then the image will be on dimensional adhesive. So I'll be right back with the papers all cut, and I'll show you how I put them together. Okay, so I've trimmed down all the papers because it was easier rather than have you try to watch me from behind the tripod right here. Oh, yeah, it's literally right here, between my knees. So I have the base layer, which is textured cover stock in black, and it's a really nice heavyweight, and this is a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I also trimmed down some red and green paper. And I'll tell you honestly, I don't have the green that I wanted to use. This green is a little too obnoxious for me, so what I did is I toned it down by using Lindy Stamp Gang in Frosty Forest Green. And the red, I added a little of the Rudolph's Nose Red. Oh, what a mouthful. And these are in a Try Me kit that also comes with the Medieval Gold Glit Spritz. And one of these were sprays. I just exchanged the dauber for the dauber top. It's easier for me to use. I find that it's also less wasteful. And I just save the spray in a little plastic bag in case I need to use it, so it does look a little less obnoxious. Plus there's a added benefit of the little sheen. So these are just the two colors, and then these two also have the Glit Spritz on top of it. So you see the big difference between the two greens. They're a little obnoxious on its own, much better with it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use some corners, and this one is Crocodile Corner Chomper, and it's the Deco and Stub. I think I'm going to use a stub, and this is the regular, the standard one, or the most people are familiar with, is 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. So let's see, we have the various stamps, already stamped and colored in. So I'm thinking, alright, so let's grab this one and we'll see which colors we want to use. And I have some rhinestones set aside if I wanted to add some bling. So, Noel. We'll definitely have a base of black, so here's the card, the first layer, and then let's see, on top of green. That's cute. And let's see how it looks on top of the red. Oh, I think I like the red. So I'm going to put these aside, and then I'm going to use my ATG gun to adhere the layers. So I'll have it on the ready. But I think because this image has all these rounded edges, I'm going to round all the corners, and I'm going to use the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to do the card base. Make sure I'm on the 1/4 inch. And the image on the side, there you go, right there, shows you the size of which corner. So I'm going to use the 1/4 inch, make sure it's all the way open, butt it up, and punch. And I'm going to do all 4. And the same thing with each of the layers. So card opens up like this. Let me do the base layer, make sure I'm picking up the correct 1/4 inch. And I love these corner chompers because they're so much easier on your hands than some of the other corner punchers, and I'll show you one in a sec. I once made 150 bookmarks using this tiny little punch. By the end, I had developed a callus on my finger, so I find that the one with a squeeze handle is much easier. So let's adhere, let me put him aside, the black layer. And when I use my ATG, I don't even lift the gun up, I just move the paper around. And you don't need a lot, so I just want to make sure that I center this. And again, I'm looking through the legs of the tripod, so hopefully that's good. And then the red layer. Yes, my ATG squeaks. And I just pick it up by sticking my finger on part of the sticky part. And that works out nicely for me. Okay. I want to make sure that it's down. And then he's going to go on some dimensional adhesive. And I think I want to use this one, because it's I have a big surface area and I don't want him to be two-dimensional because in case he's getting mailed. Maybe a little piece for the hat. I'm not throwing it on the floor. I have a garbage can right next to me. Ever notice how things go much slower when you're trying to videotape them? Ordinarily I could just grab these and peel them off, but that's okay. You guys are patient, right? This just gives you an option to see things from start to finish. So I have the Noel Elf. I want to make sure I open this so I'm putting orientation in the direction that I want. And then I just press him down. There you go. So it's quick and simple. There's not a lot. It's not very fancy. You could write your message inside. It gives you plenty of space. If you wanted to, you could add ribbon. You could add like a jingle bell to his little tuft of the hat. Very cute. Sleeping Noel. So that's one. Let's do another one. So I think for this one, I might want to do the stub corners. And I'm only going to do it on the layers. And actually I think I already have the black one cut out because I was playing around with it. So here's the black one all cut out. And this will give me an opportunity to put some rhinestones in the corners. So I have some rhinestones on the ready, depending on which stamp we end up using. And let's see, well, let's use a green. Let's use this one. Make sure I'm on the stub. See, I almost cut the wrong side. And then layer these up. Nice. There's really no way I've tried to unsqueak my ATG unsuccessfully. So I'm going to leave the base layer as is and then just add the decoratively trimmed layers on top, like just like this. Oops. Got a little snotty. And again, this will be much easier for you because you won't have a tripod in the way. Okay, and let's try a couple different images. I like that. That might be in contention. Nope, don't like that. Nope, don't like Santa. No, I think it's gonna be this one. Alright, so, and I'll add some of those, you know what, I might add some pop dots. Yep, you hear things falling. Or maybe some squares. I think these are 1/8 inch dimensionals. Will give a little bit more of a raise than the foam tape I was just using. Maybe one in the middle. You don't have to add quite this many, but that's how many I have. This way it won't cave in anywhere. And then decide which way. Make sure my orientation opens this way. There you go. So there you go. We just made 2 cards. Let me just add a couple of blings. I have light red, deep red, a green, and an olive or gold. If I add the gold, it'll pick up the little bit of the orange from the middle of the So I think I'll do that. And these are from Wild Record Crafts. It's the 100 pack of the 3, 4, and 5 millimeter self-adhesive wings. So I think I might use the 4. Hopefully these are all centered. Okay, there you go. So just a little bit of bling on the sides, shimmery, really cute images. If you want to see the rest of the cards, what I'll do is I'll post them on my blog along with the recipes and all the product listing. Creaky chair. And if you have any questions for me, please leave me a comment. Stop by StampersBest to check out these gorgeous stamps. And again, if you stop by my blog, which I will include a link in the description, you can take a look and see all of the completed cards from all the stuff that I've cut out. If you have any questions for me, leave me a comment. And don't forget to stop by the StampersBest YouTube channel to check out what the other design team members are making. Thanks for watching, everyone.